Hello, everyone. This is your host, Nathaniel Chipo. Welcome back to Your Radio, and thank you for tuning in to your favorite show, Youngest in Charge.
Hey guys, welcome to You Rock.
where we bring you weekly topics and new content.
This is You Rock Radio, bringing you global entertainment. Have fun.
Thank you for tuning in to your show, Youngest in Charge, and I'm here with a very special guest today. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. How is everybody doing? Happy Friday. Yeah, my name is Joy Echipwe. I'll call myself a special guest. I'm a special guest in this young lads show, Youngest in Charge. I'm actually a journalist, a presenter, an author, and listen, I love youths. I love them. I have a lot of them as biological, spiritual, and adopted children. So if you see me in their midst, don't get confused. I'm still, older than them.
Thank you very much for joining me on the Youngest in Charge show today. And today we have a very interesting topic. And the topic that me and my guests are discussing today is, as a parent, which we have a parent right here, why do you think parents are worried about their teens when it comes, why are they worried about the teens in general, but especially when it comes to going out with friends and going to parties? So I'm just going to start by asking you that, are you worried about your teens when it comes to going out? Or just worried about them in general?
I will say a huge thank you to you for having me on this show.
No problem at all.
Yes, I am a parent. And that's a good one. Why are parents always worried about their teenagers? Did you say teenagers?
Teenagers.
Yeah, they're teenagers, especially when they go maybe partying, when they go out and stuff like that. We thank God for parents. We thank God for parenting. We thank God for very good parents, because there are some people that just brought children into the world, but they really don't care, about what happens to them. I don't know why. They have their own personal story. But for me to answer your question, you see, one thing is this: every parent wants their children, to be on the right track.
Yeah.
Every parent wants their children to succeed. Every parent, or rather, most parents endeavor, they try to bring, to bring their children, that person can wait, maybe.
Please, if you're watching this and you're calling, please call back in another 3 minutes.
Okay. Every parent wants their children to be on that right lane, and part of why we worry as parents, especially when the children are outside. Number one, teenagers are easily influenced.
Yeah.
Parents okay, I'll take myself for example now. Listen, if you know me, my children, both biological, spiritual, adopted, all of them, they mean a lot to me.
Yeah.
They're like egg to me. And you know what egg means? If it drops,
It's broken.
oh my God, you can't put it together at all. So I see them like that, as egg. And me, for, as a parent, I put in everything to make sure, with God on my side, because whatever thing I have done or I am doing is through the help of God.
Yeah.
That my children are what they are today, they are where they are today, and things like that. And I will not want another child to come and influence my child. Like, parents try as much as possible to see that they give them the right training, they put the right things in them. But like I said, teenagers especially, children are easily, influenced.
Yeah.
And like, what I always say to my children at home, I say, listen, if something happens to the eyes, it affects the nose, it affects the mouth, it affects the ears, because they are all connected. That's how I see parents, that's how I see children. You see that relationship, if you have a good relationship with your child or with your children, if anything, both positive or negative, happens, automatically it affects you. If it's something positive, oh my God, you see, you will be so joyful. You'll be so happy that, oh, this good thing, my children are doing this. And if it's something negative, I tell you, there's no parent that will go sleeping when maybe okay, let's take for instance now, police comes knocking at your door. The first thing you would think is, oh my God, especially if you are a good parent, you know you're a good parent, you don't have any business with, the police. In Ireland, we call them the guard. If they come knocking at your door, the first thing you ask is, oh my God, your mind will go to your children. Maybe if you have one child, oh, this child, what have this child done again? Male or female? So I don't know if I'm answering your question. Yeah. Part of why parents are worried, no parent wants stress.
Yeah.
No parent wants trouble. And like what I say to my children most times as well, I say, listen, if there's anybody you have seen that they gave a medal to, or they gave an award to for being the most troublesome child, for being rascal, for being stubborn, please bring that child to me. Let me give the child a double award. But to be honest with you, I haven't seen. And if you have seen, please let me know, because who gives any stubborn child an award? No one does that. I know at times parents over worry. Some people will say, oh, if you train your child well, why will you be worried? Nay. Have you not seen good children that are well trained? Unfortunately, they will be probably at the right place at the wrong time. That's why parents are worried. Okay? A child can say, oh, mom, I'm going to the library. And another friend comes to say, why they're in their library? Can you please just join me? Let's go to the next maybe cafe shop to go and get a cup of tea or to go get something. Innocently, the child goes there with you, with the other child, not knowing that probably there's trouble. So that's why parents worry. We worry because we don't want our lads, we don't want our children to get into trouble.
Yeah.
Because if your child is in trouble, you too will not have peace.
So can I just stop you for 1 second? We have a caller coming in now.
Okay.
Hi, hello?
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me perfectly?
Yeah, sure, I can, yeah.
Thank you for calling in. What is your name and where are you calling in from?
I am Uncle Philip. I'm calling in from Dublin.
Thank you very much for calling in, Philip. And you know the topic for today, right? The topic is, as a parent, why do you think parents worry about the teenagers, but especially when it comes to going out?
Yeah, children are gifts from God.
Yeah.
And every parent treasures that gift from God.
Yeah.
And it is fundamentally required of them to care, to nurture,
yeah,
and to protect the child. So I am going to take, because this is, if we bring God into it as still a gift from God, if Psalm 127, that says that children are the heritage of the Lord, the fruit of the womb is reward, if that is what it is, then parents are bound to worry about the welfare and the safety of their children, especially when they are leaving the house.
Yeah.
The book of Proverbs 22 verse 15 says that foolishness is bound up in the heart of the youth, but the rod of discipline, stirs them away from that. So that worry is that word your parents are going to say to you when you are going to go out. Be careful. Be mindful of what you do. Be mindful of people around. Because in the gathering of young people, it is a festival of foolishness. And many lives has been lost due to that foolishness. That is why parents worry when their young ones are going out. You know, so and for a young child who aligns with the parents and the concerns of the parents should be mindful of whatever he or she indulges in whenever they go out. Yeah. So it is proper, it is allowed, and it is an act of responsibility for every average parent to show concern when their children are going out. Yeah. This is my submission.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that input. But I have a kind of scenario for you.
Okay.
So, for an example, how if a parent worries too much, as in a way that they don't let their teen go out like at all, and they use the excuse, "I worry too much for you." Let's say an example, the teen is like about 18 now, 17, and they're going to be going into college soon. And an example, they don't get a college around the area, so the college is going to be far. How will that affect the teenager? As in, if the mom or dad, those parents in general, didn't let the teenager go out too much in general, take bus, know the open world, that will affect the teenager when it's time for the teenager to go to college and start doing things by themselves. They won't know what to do unless they have advice from a parent, but they're going to be needing to do these things by themselves because they're going to be all grown up at that point, if you understand what I'm saying.
No, in the scenario you are presenting now, okay?
Yeah.
That is an aberration. An aberration means something out of place. If a parent has started training off the child, right from year 1 up to 18 years, and is worried for that, child to go outside of the environment to go to college or go to work, then there's something wrong with the parent.
Yeah.
Or he has lacked, has failed in viewing the required, or he did not structure the training for that child. At that time, you should be able to know, I know my son, or I know my daughter, and it's going to be fine. Because you should know, from year 1 to 18th year, you should know that child will, will be okay. Except you fail to train the child, So that's why you're going to get worried, because you can't benefit a child for that length of time again after 18. You can't do that. Yeah. You are limiting the child's potential to adventure, to take challenges of life. So that one is not right. It's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's not what I'm saying. Honestly, at that age, every parent should be able to know my son is focused. My son knows what he's doing. My son is together. He doesn't involve with at that particular stage, honestly. And if any child are over 18, I don't want to worry about it anymore. Yeah. Instead, I wouldn't want. And I will tell you, if you had listened to me, and then by now I should be, come on, go ahead. What are you doing here? I'll be concerned. If you're in my house and they're not making any positive move towards advancing yourself, I will be concerned. I will begin to worry what's wrong with me. What happened? Where did I get it wrong? But never, having said that, some children also never grow up. They still want to be tied around their mother's apron. And that is another topic for another day.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that input, and thank you for calling in, Philip.
Yeah.
Have a blessed day.
I'm so delighted when young people ask this kind of question. When young people ask this kind of question, it doesn't mean, they want to know. And the earlier you know, the better you direct your life aright.
Yeah.
And it's a good work you're doing.
Yeah.
All right.
So.
Thank you very much for calling in, Philip from Dublin. But sorry, before he called, you were saying something, but I have a kind of a different scenario for you.
No. Say I don't want us to complicate this whole thing now, please. See, there was a question you asked him. Have you just bear your own question you want to ask me in mind?
Yeah.
Like the question you asked him. You see, from age 12, 13, 14 is a very tricky time for children. Age 12, 14, 15, even 16. The 16, they want to do the Sweet 16 thing. okay, almost an adult, but children of these days, they want to start early into diving into things they're not supposed to start doing. Because what you asked him is, why will a parent be? He answered you. But what I'm trying to elaborate now, if you have like children of 12, 13, 14, 15, that's the time that they want to start practicing things, that ordinarily they are not supposed to be doing. So you actually need to focus on them, put your eyes on them, and dig your heel down concerning a lot of things. It's like a child of 13, 14, 15. Every weekend you want to attend a party. Oh, mom, my classmate, I understand they are your classmates, but you don't need to attend all the parties. Let's say in a month you have four weekends, and in that 4 weekends you have 4 parties. For crying out loud, what are you doing there?
But sorry, you see, like as a teenagers aspect, there will be 2 type of teenagers.
Okay.
If a parent doesn't, like, let's say the age we're talking about, let's say 15, 16, and 17 now.
Okay.
You're close to the age of being a young teen, but you're not as in 18, but you're not there yet, but you're very close.
Yeah.
And the parents don't let them go out at all. Like, they let them go out sometimes, but rarely. And they say what you guys are saying, which is, I need to trust you more, or I'm very worried about you. Some teens will just take it on the chin and say, yes, okay, dad or mom, I understand you. So for that, I'm going to stay at home. And some teens will be frustrated and will be fed up with it. And now they just won't listen to their parents at all. And they're going to start going out and start going out. And when they come back home, what will the mom do? The mom will give them a lecture, either beat them, but they're taking it into their own hands. Them teens that do that, do you blame them for what they do? Because pretend you're in their shoes, as in we're in this generation now, and you're a teen and you see all your friends going out and you're staying locked up at home, and that is because why? Because your parents don't trust you. How will you trust them if you don't go out and let them gain the trust?
No, nobody is saying they will not go out. You are not going to just tie them inside the house there that they won't go out. No, you will trust them. Like I said, maybe in a month, my child comes home every week, maybe every Friday to say, oh, mom, I have a party, or daddy, I have a party. The first week, the second week, the third week. You see, in that 4 weeks, for me, you will go once. Or if I really want to push it, I will say, okay, go twice in a month. Okay? Go twice in a month. And like in my house, I like to know who is doing that party. I like to go drop at that age, I like to go drop them in that party. Yeah. Even if the child's parents are not my friends, I want to come in there and say, is there an adult that will oversee them? Especially at that 12, 13, 14, 15. Will there be an adult there? If there's no adult, to be honest with you, I'm going to take that child, will go back home. Yeah. Because that's a time they can practice anything. That's a time they can go into, like what you were saying. Nobody is saying you won't allow them to go out. They will go out because they need to test the waters. Yeah. They need to test the water. So you cannot just lock them up like that. Oh, no going out, or everywhere you are going to, But you see, this thing does not really start in one day. You start from parenting, even when that child is in your tummy. Even when that child is in your tummy, parenting start. Then when you now bring that child to the world, you start. It's not when you just leave a child like that and at age 9, you want to start, putting in things into that child. No, you've missed it, because it is in stages. Yes, it is in stages. Like in my home, we have time, like before the COVID, we have when we go out, we go out, out eating. We talk, that's eating time. As we're eating, we are talking. Everybody is relaxed, no tension, no nothing. The children are free to ask their questions. I'm free to answer them. I will ask my own. I will say my own. Midnight, during prayer time, you bring in your sermon as a parent. Whatever religion you are, that's a good time too. You start early. Yeah. You don't jump at the middle. So there's no sane parent that will come and say, there's no parent that will come and say, oh, my child, you will not go out at all. No. Like you said, when that child gets to 18, the child might not actually know what to do. So we try and we balance it. And there's one other thing teenagers need to know, if your parents don't care about you, if they don't love you, to be honest, they will not worry. They will leave you. They'll say, that's your business. You want to jump into the ocean? That is your business. And there's another thing again. If that child misses it, if that child goes wrong, who will they come looking for? It is the parents.
So if if a teenager was to stress out the mom to the point that the mom is crying over them, the mom is having high blood pressure, the mom physically can't cope anymore, and the mom just says, I'm done at this point, will you blame the parents?
No, I will not blame the parent, because you are a parent does not mean you have to die on time. You have to die before your time. I will not blame the parent, but we'll try and check, where did she or where did the parents miss it?
Yeah.
Did they miss it somewhere? I know there are some children that no matter how tough you try to train them, they want to retrain themselves. They want to be that rebellious child. Where I come from, prayer works. You see that child? Oh my God. I don't mind. I'll put that child's name on almost all the good altars that I know, as in God's altars. And prayer, to me, prayer answers everything. To be honest, that's when it gets to this kind of situation now. I will still advise parents. I will still advise them. If there's anyone that is in that situation right now, your children or your child is giving you that, see, don't give up. Do not give up. Just push a little bit. Still push a little bit. Show them love. Show them that care. Okay? And at the end, I'm sure you will smile.
Time is not really on our side today, but thank you so much. Everything you said made sense, and I'm sure you guys grabbed everything that we discussed today. But you know yourself that the topic was, if you forgot about the topic was why, as a parent, why do you think parents are worried about the teenagers, but especially when it comes to growing out? And I think we've done a very good job on that topic today. But thank you very much for tuning in to Youngest in Charge on the U-Rock Show, and we'll be back with another good show next week, Friday. Have a best Friday, and stay blessed.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.